Hey, Don Schmidt, the Book Kahuna, coming at you with today's publishing tip for today. And today's publishing tip is actually a review of an article that I read on the DBW website by Tom Chalmers. And Mr. Chalmers wrote an article that was called Rich Pickings for the Small and Beautiful. And it was all about how publishing is changing and there are mergers and downsizing and contractions in the industry, and that it's causing a lot of people to be displaced from the industry and out there. And because of this, there's a feeling of sympathy and empathy that, hey, you know, these people are being put out of work, and what are we going to do about it, and how should this all come together? The crux of his article was that smaller to medium-sized publishing companies are going to really be the beneficiaries of these experts who are being let go by the larger publishing companies. The one thing that Mr. Chalmers really left out of the equation, and he actually mentions this in the beginning about how he has feelings based on his father's communist leanings, is that in a free market society, the individual can become the expert, and that person's experience and academic credentials can be the basis for a new business venture. I see layoffs as something that's terrible in the short term for the individual, emotionally, physically, financially. Yes, it does. It takes a toll. It's very bad. But since the publishing industry has so many people who are working with advanced degrees, the percentage of smart people in the industry is very high, and these people should do as Napoleon Hill says: when life hands you lemons, what do? You make lemonade. You start a new venture. You start to use your own basis for who you are and your experience level and get it out there. And with the advent of social media, people can crush it now. They don't have to worry about working for another company. They don't have to worry about what the next opportunity is going to be that someone, through the beneficence of their being, is going to give to them. That, hey, you know, maybe I'll get hired. Maybe somebody will give me a chance. Maybe I'm good enough. No, you're good enough. You are good enough. And you know what? If you have been in this industry and you know anything about what's happening with the industry, you can go out there and start your own business and be successful, because there are so many different things happening that you'd be on the front lines. There are people in history. Steve Jobs was a maverick. Steve Jobs was a maverick. He didn't play by the corporate rules. And, okay, everybody loves Steve Jobs as an innovator and as a corporate leader. He wasn't the greatest guy, you know? You can ask Woz about that one. But, you know, sometimes it takes people like that to innovate and get out there and build something different. Thomas Edison did not play by the rules. He was not the greatest guy either. Ask Tesla. And you know what? Look what he did. Phonograph, electric light, a lot of different things. You know, Winston Churchill was reviled in British politics most of his career. He was a maverick. He was on the outside. In World War I, the whole Gallipoli campaign that was a disaster for the Australians and the British was part of Winston Churchill's idea. But you know what? We are very lucky that 5 years of his career were when he was prime minister during World War II. You know, you got to be a maverick sometimes and get your words out, build content, build something different, because you know what? In the end, it benefits you, it benefits your industry, and it's going to benefit a lot of people that come after you, because you blazed a trail and you were that maverick in your industry. Don Schmidt, with an opposite view from Tom Chalmers' article on the DBW website. That's my publishing tip for today. If you're laid off, yes, it's terrible. I have a lot of sympathy for you. I've been laid off 4 times myself. But you know what? Somewhere down the line, I'm going to thank ABC Clio for laying me off in 2013 because I'm building something completely different. It's a whole new ball game for me, and it's going to be successful and beyond my wildest dreams. And that's what you have to think about. What can you do differently? What can you do to set yourself apart from what everybody in the mainstream is doing? Don Schmidt, the Book Kahuna, coming at you with today's publishing tip for today. Till next time, be a maverick. Bye-bye.